Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to multiply and divide with scientific notation, and it's actually pretty basic if you can just remember your exponent rules. Right now I'm on page 60 in your book, and I'm going to start off with example 1 so you can follow along. Before you start, you will need to have a calculator, so if you don't have one, raise your hand and I will come and give you one. Alright, so we would say this as 7.2 times 10 to the third power, and we're multiplying that by 1.6 times 10 to the fourth power. So to do this, basically we're going to start off by multiplying our decimals of 7.2 times 1.6. If you multiply those together, you would get 11.52. We can multiply them because they just don't have exponents next to them. Now, we still need to multiply our tens as well that also have exponents. So we're going to write that as 11.52 times, we've got two tens that have the same base, so we'll leave our base the same. And remember that when we're multiplying, we're going to add our exponents together if they have the same base. So we would have 3 plus 4, which is 7. So our exponent is 10 to the 7th power. Now the thing with scientific notation, if you remember from yesterday, is that your first number needs to be a decimal between 1 and 10. 11.52 is larger than 10, so we need to fix this decimal so that it's between 1 and 10. So to do this, we would move our decimal point one place to the left and then add that exponent change to our 7. So our final answer would be 1.152 times 10 to the 8th power. And then you're done. Alright, let's move on. I want you guys to try this. We're going to do this one together. We're on page 60, part A, and this is one that you would need to fill in your book. Okay, so just like previously, we're going to start off by multiplying 8.4 times 2.5. Go ahead, multiply that out on your calculator. I'll give you some time to do that. Okay, so if you multiply 8.4 times 2.5, you should have 21. That's our first number. Now for our exponents, which both have the same base of 10, because we're multiplying, we're going to keep our base, which is 10, and add our exponents. So for our 21, we would multiply that, to write this in scientific notation, times 10 to the 2nd power plus the 6th power, which is 10 to the 8th power. Now we're almost done, but remember that this first number to be in scientific notation needs to be between 1 and 10. 21 is larger than 10. So to fix this, we would drop our decimal, which is right next to 21. 21 point something is the same as just 21, so we're not changing the number. And so to make this number between 1 and 10, we'd move that decimal point one place to the left so that we had 2.1. And we would add that exponent change to our 8. So our final answer would be 2.1 times 10, it's a weird looking 10, there we go, times 10 to the 9th power, and that would be our final answer. Alright, nice job. We've got one more we're going to practice together. Okay, the last one is 2.63 times 10 to the 4th power times 1.2 times 10 to the negative 3rd power. Oh yes, here we have a negative exponent. Okay, so we're going to start off just like always, don't let that negative exponent trip you up, by multiplying our decimals that do not have an exponent together. So that would be multiplying 2.63 times 1.2. Pause the video to figure out what that is on your calculator. Alright, multiplying 2.63 times 1.2 should give you a numerical value of 3.156. Alright, now that you've multiplied your decimals together, now you can tackle your bases of 10 along with their exponents. Now we're still multiplying, so remember that we're going to leave our base the same, because when you're multiplying two powers with the same base, you leave the base the same and add your exponents. So we've got 10, and then our exponents would become 4 plus a negative 3. So I'm actually going to write this out for you. So we're going to add 4 plus a negative 3. There we go. Alright, so the first thing you'll notice is that your signs are different. You've got a positive 4 and a negative 3 that you're adding together. So I'm going to do this out for you on the side. So that's the same as saying 4 minus 3, which is 1. Your larger number, which is 4, is positive, so our answer is just going to be a positive 1 for our exponents. So to write this in scientific notation, we'll write 3.156. Notice we don't change that first number because it's between 1 and 10. 3.156 is between 1 and 10, so we're good. Now we're going to bring down our multiplication sign, and then we'll write down our 10, which is our base, and a positive 1, which is our exponent. And this, my friends, would be our scientific notation. Alright, so that's all for multiplying with scientific notation. Before you move on to dividing in scientific notation, please do number 1 in guided practice on your book, which is page 62, and then raise your hand so that I can check your work to make sure you're on the right track. Again, that's on page 61, or I'm sorry, page 62, that's what I meant, 62, number 1. All right, good luck.